Hello, students. Good morning. Welcome back. So, what is this? Dear Diary. Okay, someone is busy writing something in their some personal book. Dear Diary. So, you remember, what is diary, students? Diary writing. So, yes, that's our topic. So, let's quickly learn what is diary writing. So, diary writing is something called a personal document. It's a record of an individual's daily account. Means when you can have your own personal something in which you can write about every day whatever happened with you. Day to day account you can write in one personal book, that is called your diary, students. Okay. And it can be like a description or narration of any experience, event, any personal thoughts, feelings, or any other activity that one considers worth writing in his or her own diary. So that what is this personal document? Like when we have a best friend, so we talk to our best friend about each and everything. So diary is also like a best friend. With in your diary you can write about your day to day account or any particular event or any kind of experience or thoughts or anything you can write which is very personal to you, and you want to share with somebody, and it's not open for reading for everybody. It's personal, so nobody's there to judge you, nobody's there to criticize you. You can write everything and anything that one would want to share with his or her best friend. So diary becomes a best friend for many of the people. Okay. You can just pour your heart out, your feelings, your emotions, everything in that diary, and there's no and it is personal, and no, it's not open for reading, so nobody knows what you've written in that, right? So that's diary, students. So but there is also like in all the exams, it's very important, this topic. And thus there's also specific format of writing a diary. So what is that? Let's quickly look at it. Format for diary writing. Now, many people get confused when it comes to diary and dairy. Dairy is DAIRY, dairy, milk and milk products, right? So that is related to dairy. Now, this is diary. So you remember the spelling, okay? DIARY, diary. Okay. So what is the format? First of all, you have to mention date, day, and time on the top left corner of your page besides your index. Now, why it is important, students? Because that you can refer anytime. Like for example, today I'm writing about my let's say today is 5th November and I'm writing about today. So I know tomorrow when I'm reading that this is okay, this happened on 5th November, particularly if you want to go back and you didn't want to read, and it's day to day accounts. So you write date, then day, and then time. Sometimes it also happens that we miss some of the days in between. Not necessary we write every day, right? Maybe we don't have time or we don't feel like writing, then maybe we've taken some gap in between. So if we have mentioned date, day, and time, we particularly remember that okay, at this particular moment or on this particular date I was feeling like this, something like this happened with me. So you can go back and refer, go back in your past, also take certain decisions on basis of that for your future, right? So this is important, date, day, and time, that you have to mention in the top left corner when it comes to exam. And you can also maintain your own personal diary, and in that also you can follow the same format. So after that comes, now this is diary, right? As I said, it's a personal document, so no need to any mention any kind of a formal heading, like excursion or trip to Mount Abu. No, it's a day-to-day account, so not necessary we give a formal heading. It's optional. If you want to specifically mention about some event or some experience, then you may give some heading, but that is on individual choice. Next comes salutation. Now, after date, day, and time, you have to leave one line, and then you have to mention a, like this, dear diary, followed by a comma. Okay, and then if you want, you can, like, many of them have really good relation with their diary, so they give names also, like Pinky, Chinky, or their best friend, who's away, so they give their diary the name of their friend, dear Naira, dear, for example, my name is Rena, so dear Rena, that way. Okay, and then you can write in the bracket diary, or diary, and then in the bracket you can write name. Everything is possible, everything is optional. Okay, so but dear diary comma is important. Then you leave one line, and then you have your main content. Now, what is main content? What you write about it? As I already said, that you can share day to day account. But when we say day to day account, first of all, students, you need to remember that you have to use first person narration, like I, we, because it is your account, it is individual's account. You're not sharing about third person story, narrative writing types, so it is your account. So I went to this trip, we went to this trip, so it's your account, so you need to make sure that it is done like this. And when we say day to day account, what generally students write is, they write down that, okay, I woke up at 8 o'clock, then I had breakfast, then 9 o'clock I went for shower, 10 o'clock I went to school, 4 o'clock I came back, I had my lunch. No, not like that. That's a typical timetable. Yes, you may do it, but you need to express emotions. You need to express that, okay, for example, today I woke up at 5 o'clock clock, and I had a wonderful feeling in the morning that today my day is going to be very good, diary, and actually it happened that way. My mother cooked my favorite breakfast, that way. So you go deeper in your timetable, day to day account. Also, you share your all emotions. Okay, it should not be a typical timetable, time to time. Okay, then next thing which you need to take care is, as I said, express thoughts, your feelings, your emotions honestly. Honestly means, because you don't need to lie to your diary. Nobody is going to read, nobody is going to judge, nobody is going to criticize, like we share with our best friend, and diaries are best friends. So you can share anything and everything freely and honestly. Right, next point is, style and tone is also generally personal and informal, not formal. Right, that is understood. So that will be your main content, any kind of things that you want to share. Okay, then in the conclusion, as it is personal document, so you can end it like, okay, now I need to go, I have to sleep. That way you can end it on a good note. And if you want to sign it, you may sign it, but it is not necessary, it's not compulsory. It is, as it is informal, everything is informal, and every day signing your own personal document, that doesn't make sense, but it's optional. If you want to sign it, if you want to mention, it's okay, you can, you may. Okay, so this is the format for diary writing. Okay, students, then what do we have to do? Let's look at one example of diary writing. How? You can see, like, this is just optional, this is just example, students. Okay, so you can see I have mentioned on the left hand side corner date. Let's assume that it's today is 5th November 2020. Day is Thursday. Time is 8 p.m. Generally we write at the end of the day, so we can cover everything whatever happened in the day, during day. But sometimes we may feel that I want to write right now, I want to express my feelings with somebody, my best friend, he's not here, I want to share with my diary. So maybe you're writing at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the evening, late night at 12 o'clock, whatever, right? So you mention the time, whatever it is. Okay, so date 5th November 2020, day and time. As you can see, I've mentioned it. Then I've left one line. Then it's important to mention dear diary, as I said earlier, right? Followed by comma. Comma, immediately after Y, you have to put a comma. Don't give a space and then put a comma. That's not write. Okay, so dear diary, comma, then you leave one line, and then you can begin. My way of writing diary is this way. You can write it in your own way. Like, hope you're fine, diary. Like, like the way I talk to my best friends. The same way, diary is my friend. So I'm talking to diary. I'm imagining the diary is also a person, and I'm having a good communication with diary, that maybe diary is fine. I know you must be angry on me as I'm talking to you after a long time. But what to do? I was lost in my own world. Here I generally, when we don't have a conversation with our friends 2 3 days, so our friends generally get angry when we are on a daily basis communication that time. So I'm just comparing it with my own friend, that if I'm not writing diary for 2 3 days, then how will I write? Of course, the diary must be angry, that way. So, but then today I feel that I'll have to tell you. Maybe then I'll be a bit relaxed, as you're my best friend. Sometimes when we talk to our best friends, we feel relaxed, right? It's the same way is here, that if I'll write in my diary, I'll be a bit relaxed. As I can freely share my thoughts with you, right? So here I go. Then you actually begin what you want to write. Actually, I'm confused since few days. I don't know whether I should be happy or sad. Sometimes I feel that I'm sad, but at the same time, I also feel that I'm happy. Oof, I really don't know. Now, we talk with our friends generally like this. Like, when you talk, you cannot talk to your boss or your teacher, somebody, you cannot have a formal conversation like this with somebody stranger, right? You can only talk to your friends like this. You have mixed emotions, mixed feelings. You don't know whether you're happy, you're sad, all that you can talk to somebody who's with whom you have a personal contact. So I've mentioned that way. I know you're confused too now. So let me end the surprise for you. We are moving to Australia. Yes, that's true, diary. And I don't know if it's good or bad. My life will be totally changed. I'm sad because I'll have to go away from my best friend. Don't be sad, diary. I'm not talking about you. You're, of course, coming with me. I'm talking about Naira. Now here I'm trying to include diary wherever I can, as if I'm having a conversation one to one. It's around like I'm talking to my best friend personally, right? And I'm expressing my feelings, that what is the confusion, like I'm going here, I'm not sure if it would be a good idea. Yes, I'm happy because I'm leave like I'm sad because I have to have leave my friends and etc. On the other hand, I feel living in Australia will be so cool. It's such a beautiful and happening place. Now that confusion is more clear, that on one hand you're sad, on other hand you're happy. You're not able to decide, and suddenly your mom calls you. So you talk. When you're on a phone and your mother calls you from the kitchen. So what you have to do? You put the phone down by telling your friend that okay, we'll talk about it later. Same way. Okay, diary, got to go right now. Ma is calling me. We'll talk about it later now. Bye. Good night, sweet dreams, my BFF. And then I put a smiley. So you can do also the same way. BFF is best friends forever, right? Best friends forever, because diary is not going anywhere. I'm taking diary to Australia as well. I'm going to keep, I'll continue writing in my diary, right? And it's already 8 p.m. So obviously Ma is calling for dinner or something. And I'm not going to then again start writing. So good night, sweet dreams. We'll talk about it later. You can use here whatever informal language, smileys I've put, so you can do the same, right? So this is basically a little sample, little example of how you can write your diary, pouring your heart out, feelings, emotions, everything you can do. Okay, but you need to remember this format. So that's diary writing for you. Come on now, students, you also make your own diary and start writing about it, about your daily accounts in your diary. Pour your heart out, express your emotions, feelings, thoughts, everything. That will also improve your vocabulary because you'll write in English. Yeah, and it will also improve your uh, skill of expressing thoughts, expressing emotions, right? So, good to go. Practice. We'll meet soon. Till then, have a very good day. Take care.